The Cavaliers getting ready for Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Semifinals against the Pacers, down 1-0. And as we found out yesterday, Evan Mobley, questionable. DeAndre Hunter, questionable. Darius Garland, questionable. Kenny Atkinson talked about the Cavs' offensive struggles in Game 1.
Average. I thought they did a good job. We only had 7 turnovers. They just did a good job with their physicality. Their defensive intensity was excellent. It's crazy. I kind of think it was more our offense that hurt us as well. You gave up, whatever, but sometimes your offense affects your defense. So again, I didn't feel like we moved it, sticking. We tried to keep Ty out there to get another ball handler just to relieve the pressure. But our offense wasn't great tonight.
Let's welcome in Sam Amico from Full Court Cleveland as well as hoopswire.com. Sam, was it a matter of the Cavs being sped up or just not shooting well?
I think it was probably a combination of both of those things. Obviously, with 9 of 38 on threes, Donovan Mitchell called himself out. He was 1 of 11 on threes. And when you're not, 3-pointers aren't everything, but when you're not making them, and you're getting decent looks and still not knocking them down against a high octane offense like the Pacers, you're really in trouble, as we saw. So that enabled the Pacers to, we saw in Game 1 Evan Mobley, who's questionable in Game 2, as far as we know. We saw, he got 13 shot attempts. Ty Jerome took 20, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that's not who the Cavs are, and there just wasn't that opportunity once you're missing 3-point shots to find ways to score. And as we heard Kenny Atkinson just say, that probably did impact the defense a little bit. When you go down the floor, we saw, throughout the course of this game, it was very close in the second half. Cavs would go down with an opportunity and miss a shot. Pretty good look a lot of times. And that just compounds everything because Indiana goes down and hits a 30-footer. And it's just difficult when you're not making open shots. And, if there's any questions, we saw some questions after the Cavs beat the Heat by 37-55, how valuable Darius Garland is. I think we all saw that in Game 1 against the Pacers.
Yeah, the other thing, they were getting in the paint. They had 70-some points in the paint. At some point in time, if they're giving you that, take it.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. The Cavs are going to probably focus on that a little bit more in Game 2 when we're talking about finding different ways to score. They may go, old school and work inside out. And they did that for a game against Miami. We saw Game 3 against the Heat in Miami. Jared Allen started that first half just assaulting the rim with like 6 dunks. It's a little bit tougher against the Pacers. They kind of pack it in, as Kenny Atkinson said. They're very physical down low. So, they just have to find an answer. Look, if Indiana misses 2 more threes and the Cavs hit 2 more, which is about the going rate for both of them,
yep,
then we might be having a different conversation. But, when you're not making your threes and you're not hitting perimeter shots, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to kind of work that inside out offense as the Cavs may be hoping to do. Like I said, 70 points in the paint. That's not really who the Cavs are, though. So Indiana took them out of their offense, and they've got to find a way. They've got to knock down those open shots.